Where have you guys been? I've been looking all over the place. I haven't seen you in months. I'm glad you're here though. Today, I'm gonna invite you to travel back in time with me to a time when Jimmy Carter was just about to be sworn in as president. Over AM radio waves, you could hear, "Oh, what a night," being piped in, and families were just starting to sit down and watch Three's Company come and knock on our door for the very first time. The year was 1976, and a young man named Ron walked onto a Chevy dealership. I forgot the town. In Dublin, California. And among a sea of beautiful new cars and even Camaros, this one captured his attention and he had to purchase it. Today's video, I'm gonna tell you all about this 76 Camaro LT. One of the things that made Ron choose this beautiful Camaro was its medium orange paint, which makes it stand out among a sea of other cars, even in today's competitive market for attention. This Camaro still gets tons of attention. I met Ron recently. He actually still owns this car to this day, nearly 5 decades of ownership with this Camaro, and he's done a great job of taking care of it. It's only got 119,000 miles on it, and it's a real cream puff. It's had one repaint over the years, and it is straight as an arrow. You can tell the car has always been kept inside and babied its entire life. As you can see, the interior is original, and it shows some wear for sure, but they're only original once. And I love how this one is sans the rear spoiler. You know, it's just a different type of a vibe for a Camaro when you don't have the spoiler, in my opinion. The dash is beautifully appointed with all the instruments and gauges that you can imagine. And originally this car had an 8-track stereo, which he still has up in the rafters. That's just pretty incredible little time warp piece there. Let's go for a drive, shall we? The little 350 in this thing just runs like a sweetheart. Settles down into a nice smooth idle. It's nice and quiet in the car. You can have a nice conversation with your friends or your family, whoever you're riding with. It's very smooth running. And here's one of my favorite parts. This just takes me back. One of the things you don't think about that we miss. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but let's see. Hear that? Do you guys remember that? If you remember that sound, I hate to tell you, but it means you're old now. There we go. This car's not particularly like the fastest car that you'll ever drive. You know, this is a Camaro LT. LT stood for luxury touring, and that's exactly what this car does. Is it gives you a nice refined feel for 1976. It's comfortable, it's not clunky. Listen, there's not a rattle in this car. It's pretty amazing how well Ron has preserved this thing. You know, the Camaro was developed as a response. You know, back in the mid-60s, Bunky Knudsen was running Chevrolet. And it was his goal in 64 and 65 to outsell Ford on all of the major sizes of automobiles. And they were largely successful, but Ford combated them with a surprise. In 64 and a half, they came out with the Mustang. They introduced a whole new style of car, the pony car. It was a hit, and Chevrolet was, you know, for lack of a better term of expression, they were caught with their pants down. And they outsold Ford in every segment, but this new Mustang had took a huge bite of car sales, selling over 500,000 its first year. And so Bunky Knudsen quickly ordered a replacement. They called it the Panther. in concept. The concept for the Camaro was originally called the Panther. And by 67, when the Camaro debuted, they had changed the name to Camaro, and their marketing team did a great job when asked what Camaro meant. They came up with different answers for that question. They said it was named after a Navy battleship. They said that it's a small animal that snacks on Mustangs. But my favorite answer is that, and I think the truth is that it was named for camaraderie to be built between man and machine. And over the years, Camaro has always done a great job of that. I don't care what year you're looking at, but they seem to have done a great job. 76, I believe, is the first year that Camaro actually outsold the Mustang. They took a bite in 67 when they came out. They took a bite out of the Mustang's production, but I believe it was 76 that was the first year that they actually outsold the Mustang. This car here would be perfect for somebody who, is kind of a novice, who doesn't really have a mechanical mind and wants a car that's very simple and easy to maintain and work on. And, it'd be a great car for a first, a young driver learning to drive, or maybe somebody who's getting ready to retire and wants to delve into their first classic car. This would be a great car because these are wonderful investments to these classic cars, and this Camaro is no exception to that rule. The car really does a fantastic job of transporting you back to the 70s. It really feels like the 70s again in this car, and I can only imagine what it was like for Ron the first day he went out on a test drive in this thing. I mean, it was basically in this condition, slight wear, but I'm sure it drove just like this, and I'm sure that's why he decided to buy this car among the sea of others that he could have bought in 1976. Well, this has been a great experience, guys. Thanks for riding along. I'm going to head back to the shop, and you guys make sure that you're holding up your end of the bargain, that you're liked, you're subscribed, and you're not missing out on any of the Garagefathers videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.